For most of my life, my attention span was literally 8 seconds. I couldn't even finish watching a 30-second TikTok without switching apps. But then I discovered this weird bathroom rule that completely rewired my brain. And this might be the weirdest solution you've ever heard that actually works. So step 1, death by 1,000 cuts. For 2 years, I tried to improve my attention span. I did everything to stop scrolling and stop wasting my time, only to realize that I had a completely wrong approach. I thought that my scrolling sessions in the sofa and hours on YouTube were my problem. And of course it was, but I was nowhere near close to being able to stop doing those things. It took me 2 years to realize what I'm about to tell you, because your attention span is only cooked because of death by 1,000 cuts. It's not about the long scrolling sessions, it's about the little things that lead up to them. The death by 1,000 cuts analogy is that it doesn't matter if I cut you with a knife 1 or 2 times, you wouldn't die. But as I do it more and more, although the cuts are small, it adds up to you bleeding a lot and you eventually die. It's the same with ruining your attention span. The things that lead up to becoming the big session scroller is the bigger unseen problem. The long scrolling session is a symptom of the underlying problem. It's the scrolling immediately after waking, doing it when you're eating, and just always being accompanied by stimulation that's ruining your attention span. That's why I built Discipline Club. It's where I help guys like you build structure, clarity and systems that actually fix this. I'll tell you more at the end, but if you're serious about getting your life back on track, it's in the description. But how do we use what we just learned to better our attention span? Well, that is step 2, the bathroom rule. For all of my life since I had a phone and iPad, I would constantly stimulate myself. When I got up in the morning before school, I would literally have a YouTube video playing when I was eating breakfast, having a shit, brushing my teeth, and even when I was getting dressed. Literally all the time. And that's the exact problem, as I mentioned before. It's these small things that make you become a big scroller. You start making your mind relate everything with watching and being stimulated. It gets to the point where your brain thinks that scrolling and taking a shit has to go together, which is absolutely cooked. So to start building an attention span, we do the complete opposite. We start by not using our phone in the bathroom. And I know, your brain is going to start saying, oh yeah, but that's such a small and easy rule, I need something bigger that will actually change my life. Trust me, if your attention span is just as cooked as mine was, then you don't need more. And the bathroom rule is actually quite simple. From now on, when you go to the toilet, you just don't bring your phone. You sit there and stay bored, that's it. It's literally the opposite of destroying your attention span. Instead, you get used to doing less stimulating stuff again. And for the first weeks, your brain will hate it. But just fight through the pain and keep going, and once you get used to it, that's when you need step 3, expand the rule. You've now gotten to the point where you can go to the toilet like a normal person without stimulation. Now the next step to unfuck your attention span is to use this approach in other areas of life. You see, as a human, oftentimes it's better to be focused on one thing at a time instead of doing multitasking. I've experienced that when I stimulate myself with YouTube as I'm doing something else in one place of my life, soon after I'll literally do it in every place of my life. So now we basically just expand the rule. It's not just the toilet now, it's also in public transport. You don't scroll, you don't listen to music. When you're eating your food, don't put on a YouTube video because the food is literally stimulating enough. Now you're probably going to cope and say, oh, what if I want to watch an educational video as I'm eating? Let's be honest, your attention span is so cooked. You would not watch an educational video if you open up YouTube. You also stop listening to music when you're riding your bike. After I started depriving myself of stimulation in these small moments, it got way easier to do less stimulating tasks like homework or writing scripts for videos and so on. Because the only reason why your attention span is cooked is simply because you're used to getting more stimulation than the important tasks give you. When you use this rule, you'll be less likely to procrastinate on homework and scroll for 3 hours because you're already used to the lower levels of stimulation. And honestly, if you want to go beyond this rule, if you want to build a full system for discipline, goal setting, focus, and actually taking control of your life, then I think Discipline Club is something for you. Inside you'll get full video courses, my personal systems, and I'll even help you implement it all. If that sounds what you need, click the first link in the description and I'll see you inside. Alright, that's it, put one foot in front of the other.